Anthony, it's great to see you here. Thank you so much for stopping by here at our pop-up studio at Stockholm
Thanks
Fintech.
for having me.
All right, before we start, just please briefly tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, my name's Anthony Nonnis. I work for Mambu. I'm a core banking offering in the cloud.
All right, so tell us a little bit, what is the core value proposition of Mambu?
Yeah, so Mambu's been around since 2011. Our core mission is to empower our customers to improve the experience of their end customers. We've got over 260 customers globally, servicing over 114 million end users in 65 different countries. And those customers vary from fintechs to banks, top tier or mid-tier banks, lenders, and actually in some cases some non-financial institutions such as travel and telco. I suppose what a unique value proposition is to enable them to deliver fast, scalable and secure solutions for their customers.
Right now, we've spoken to a number of solutions that are providing core systems in the cloud. What would you say is the thing that differentiates Mambu from all the other ones?
Yeah, I think it's our composable architecture.
Right.
So just think of it like Lego pieces. We can help banks adjust and develop the right offerings for the right markets in a quick time. We offer a cloud only, so it means there's no tech debt. Can quickly scale. We work with the major cloud providers. So you've got the security, the assurance. We can have the data residency in the countries where they are needed by regulation. We work with local, and this is the reason I'm here, working with some amazing Nordic fintechs and system integrators to deliver localized solutions for the various institutions. Right. So I think our value propositions, the composable architecture, it's cloud only, we're API first, that means we can easily integrate, and a very, very strong ecosystem of partners and product partners.
Right, okay, now here in the Nordics we have a number of banks and usually what happens is that they say, okay, we have an infrastructure that's been there for 50 years, running on legacy systems. It works, don't touch it, it's stable. What is the argument that these banks should consider when they think about, okay, should we modernize our core infrastructure, our systems?
That's a great question. And probably the biggest challenge banks face today is kind of the inflexibility of their legacy core. And with that, it prevents them to innovate. It prevents them to adapt to changes in the market. And probably most significantly for banks, the cost pressures it actually imposes a lot of operational costs to the banks. So why would you consider a transformation, right?
Right.
Number one, you probably want to reduce your costs. And I can tell you, if you speak to most of the banks today, they want to look at how they can actually digitally transform and actually take advantage of new technology, but also drive out costs. Also, how can they respond more quickly to the changes in the market? Customers are getting ever more demanding, right? So they need to be able to come up with more innovative products to come to market, and they can't do that with legacy core. The legacy platforms were good and fit for purpose at the time, but the market's moved on, and I think the change, and we're seeing now AI, crypto, is changing the way we're interacting. Payments is dramatically changed. You need to be able to adapt your system. So having a composable architecture where you can adapt and adopt the best of breed solutions in a secure cloud scalable solution, I think is the way to move forward.
And would you say that all the benefits that come from a composable architecture are they actual benefits, or are there now a ticket to the dance, like a basic thing that banks need to be able to provide if they want to meet the expectations of the customer going forward?
No, that's a great question. I actually do think it's a unique value proposition that we're taking to market here. To your point, do banks have to? No, they don't. But the thing is, if they don't, their competition is. And I think the real challenge now is that the barriers to entry are so low now. Look at all the fintechs here today, right? It's very easy for them to enter the market. So banks need to learn to be more agile and to be able to adapt and to be able to adopt best of breed technology. You can only really do that if you've really embraced a composable approach.
Right, so there's actually a risk of doing nothing, right? That's
Yeah, exactly. And if I do a couple of examples where we've actually seen this in the market. So if I look at sort of time to market, we worked with a Time Bank in South Africa that basically in 8 months got their bank up and running, and within a couple of years now have over 4 million end users, right?
Wow.
If I come here to Europe, N26, sort of a leading digital bank, right? They basically wanted to develop a solution for a tech-savvy millennial audience, and they've leveraged Mambu to do that. if we look at the top tier banks, so if we look at sort of ABN AMRO, they had their sort of their lending arm, New 10.
Yeah.
They've actually built on Mambu to offer a new exciting offering in the lending space, and that enable them to actually reduce their costs. So back to the cost question about delivering the loan processing and origination. And if I look at someone like Nordiska, so a nice local example here, they started on their lending solution as a lending provider. And as they've been successful and scaled, they've now got a full banking license, and we're working with them on also the next set of transformations. And we're working with another, hopefully next time we speak, another Swedish retail bank is working with us to actually transform both their mortgages and their deposits with us. And hopefully they're going to be going live in a couple of months' time. So it's quite exciting. We had Margan Allen yesterday afternoon as a keynote speaker up on the stage. So I think there's a lot of activity here in the market, and we're really excited about helping these banks get creative and actually deliver flexible, exciting, scalable, and secure solutions to the market.
Well, Anthony, that's really interesting to hear, and we're really happy that you're here. We're day 2 of Stockholm Fintech Week. What's been your key takeaway so far?
I think it's just the buzz here. I think it's the tight community here. I think it's the learnings that are being shared. I think so. My key takeaway here is the technology changing, and that we need to be aware of those changes and see how we adapt to it.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of conversations yesterday around AI and the responsibility of AI and how we adopt that. There was conversations around crypto and how banks need to start changing the way they think and how they interact between banks and with those customers.
Yeah.
So I think the key takeaway is we need to keep the dialogue open. We need to be having those conversations and be working as a community how we can actually better serve our end customers.
Indeed. Well, Anthony, it's really great having you here, and it's great having Mambu present. Hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you very much, and thank you for this opportunity to speak to you today.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.